Hello again, this is Kingston Town Administrator Keith Hickey with the latest version of This Week in Kingston. With me today is the Chairman of the Water Commission, Mr. Bud Loring. Thanks for coming on today, Bud.
My pleasure to be here.
So obviously there's been a lot of discussion around town about some of the challenges you guys have been having over at the water department with discoloration of water, and want to just ask a couple of questions and make people aware of what the water department's doing and what may have caused the discoloration of the water, and what you foresee is what the water department's doing to try to address the situation. So with that, what's caused the discoloration of the water over the last couple of weeks in Kingston?
Discoloration of the water is basically a natural occurring element that's being transported in the water system, the underground water system in general, in the entire Cape Cod, southeastern Massachusetts area. It's called manganese. It's a naturally occurring element, and if you read DEP's statements about it, within moderation, manganese is not a deterrent other than a color discoloration, and does not cause problems from a health standpoint. Now, having said that, there are levels at which they do require or recommend treatment, and we're in the process of doing that now.
Super. So when Matt Darsh attended the Finance Committee meeting last week, there were a couple of questions about this subject, and some of the concerns that were raised were, people having to run their water for extended periods of time, and obviously causing their water bill to go up. Matt had suggested that you should run your water for about 10 minutes, and if in 10 minutes the water discoloration does not go away, they should shut their faucet off and then call the water department. Does that make sense?
It does. Generally, manganese will stay stagnant in the bottom of the water pipes. What has happened really since January, we've had a couple of major flows that stirs and the turbulation of the water within the system itself. So it gets into the system and then gets further transmitted into the local homes. We had a problem with some of the equipment in the tanks to keep the pumps in the tanks at a relatively high level to maintain pressure. When we lost that, we basically pretty much drained the Elm Street tank and the Smith's Lane tank. The other tank in town is down for maintenance and will not be back in full operation until probably about the 1st of May.
Right.
Once that tank is back in operation, that gives us more of a redundant system so that you don't get the pressure changes high and low. We're also, as we've tried to keep everybody aware of, we're in the process now of building our second manganese treatment plant down near the mall to take care of our 2 major wells that are down there. Once that's on operation in about a year, and we have a chance to flush the entire system, once that's up and operating, we'll be able to remove most of the manganese from the system, and that discoloration should go away completely. We've had a couple of major water main breaks as well. Again, what those water main breaks, or even when a hydrant gets hit, we had a hydrant hit in the middle of the night down opposite Charlie Horse. By the time we get people to respond and shut it off, we get a lot of tuberculation in the water that creates that mixing of the water, and that's where those color discolorations come up. But those things happen. We don't like to have breaks in the water mains. We work to make sure that we try to maintain everything and keep a redundant system. But sometimes those things happen.
And while it doesn't really make anybody feel any better, I think when there was some discussion about taking one of the tanks offline for general maintenance to extend the life expectancy of that tank, there was some cautions given to some people that this elimination of this tank and the system overall for a period of time while the maintenance was occurring would potentially cause some of the issues we're seeing today. Wasn't there?
There was some issues, but nothing that would be major, because the other two tanks, not having a major flow reason, such as a fire or a water main break, should basically be able to maintain that steady pressure within the system, so that you don't get a lot of the tuberculation. It's when something major happens and we have a tank that holds over 1 million gallons offline for maintenance, that tribulation creates just more stirring up of the water. So
So
we
for
were
us,
worried about it. That's why we take it offline
sure.
from in early spring, before there's a lot of heavy demand for outside watering.
So, and that's a great idea, great point. And one of the things that I just want to make clear to people like myself, who just aren't as much of an expert in the water system as you are, turbidity, what that is increases and decreases in the pressure of the water in the lines, which causes some of the impurities in the water lines themselves to break away from the water lines and get into the water supply itself. So because we've had water main breaks, we've had hydrants being hit, we have a tank offline that should be coming back online within the next month or so. And we had a tank that is online that had a electronic miscommunication with some of the technology that we use to keep the tank level at a certain height. That caused that particular tank to drop in level, which caused, to Bud's point earlier, some turbidity. And ultimately what that does, unfortunately, is cause the discolored water. So, I think it was nice enough for you to come on today, Bud, and talk about some of the challenges that we're having. The water department is very aware of what's happening. If you have any concerns, you can certainly reach out to the water department after you run your water for about 10 minutes if you do have some discoloration, and they'll come out and try to resolve the issue by either flushing a hydrant or doing something along those lines to try to reduce or eliminate the discoloration. I know the water department takes a lot of pride in the water that they have and they provide to the community, and they don't like to see this discoloration any more than anybody else does. So any final questions or comments, Bud, that you want to just share with anybody before we finish up?
No, I just want each person that's on the system to understand that we're trying to maintain the system with the purest portable water that we absolutely can give to the town of Kingston. We absolutely add as little. We add some lime to balance out the pH on the water system, and there's a small amount of chlorine added at the treatment facility, but we don't feel it's detectable. There is no other chemicals added to the system. If you do have a problem, you can call our office, and if there's nobody there, you can call the police department and they can get in touch with us 24 hours a day. We have a dedicated, experienced staff, all well licensed and well versed in what the system is and how to maintain it to its best ability. And just for the next year or so, until we get that treatment plant up and operating, understand that there will be times where, unfortunately, you might get some discoloration, but that discoloration will go away. And according to DEP, manganese is a natural occurring element in the water.
Thank you very much. And one of the things that we are going to try to do as a community is to try to provide updates when there is a water break or when there is a situation where water may become discolored because of a situation, to try to notify the people in town as quickly as we can and do a better job of doing that, so you're aware of what's happening and what the length of time that the water may be problematic for you. So, Bud, I want to thank you very much for your time today and your expertise, and appreciate it, and look forward to seeing that plant online sometime in the near future.
Just one other thing, Keith,
Sure.
and it's not just the water department. The town has a reverse 911 number. I know that our staff got a lot of calls after the most recent couple of instances about the discoloration, and I know that Stacy was offering to help people get on that reverse 911. I suggest to each and every person that may be listening, if you're not on that reverse 911, get on that so that when we do have something happens, whether it's the water department or something else in town, a snowstorm, a hurricane, weather forecast, whatever it might be. If you get on that 911 reverse number, you can get that call. I know some of us think, oh, they're not another one, but I'd rather have not another one than not know and then end up in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That's a great point. So for anybody who's interested in signing up, if you're not signed up, on the front page of the town website, as you scroll your way down, probably 3/4 of the page, on the front page, the software is Blackboard is the name of the software. You can sign up for that, and as Bud mentioned, you'll get notifications from the town. Could be from the water department, the wastewater department, police, fire, letting you know there's something going on in town to make people aware of a situation to try to minimize the impact that it may have on you on a day-to-day basis. So if you are interested in signing up, please take a look at the town website. If you have any questions at all, I'm sure the water department or the town administrator's office would be happy to help you get signed up for that so you can become aware of what's happening in town a lot quicker than just word of mouth. Anything else, Bud?
That's it.
All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the opportunity, Keith.
Anytime. A couple of other things to just want to make everybody aware of. Tomorrow, the 24th of April, are our annual town elections. The hours are 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Kingston Elementary School, which is located, for those who don't know, at 150 Main Street. Urge everybody to take a few minutes, get out of the polls, vote for a number of elected positions that are open, including the select board, the assessors, the collector of taxes, the planning board, the regional school committee, the elementary school committee, water commissioners, unfortunately, Bud, board of health, library trustees, and recreation. So please take a few minutes to get down and vote and support the people you think will do the best job for you. And then lastly, again, just a reminder that our annual town meeting is coming up on Saturday, May 24th. The Board of Selectmen decided this week to hold that meeting at the Kingston Collection in the same location that the town meeting was held last fall in the old go-kart facility. We'll be making some changes to that location to improve the quality of the sound. We understand there were some concerns last year. People had a hard time hearing what was happening during the meeting, and PAC TV and their sound consultants will be improving that and addressing that to the best of our ability. We'll have about 240 seats set up. So we expect a large crowd, and we hope everybody can spend some time. On the 22nd of May, the town meeting starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. With that, I want to thank everybody for watching. I thank Bud for being here with us today, and we'll look forward to talking to you again next week. Have a good week.